Howdy dorks, we did it. We made it through the regular season, week 11. It is playoff football time in Texas. It is the best time of the year. We are amped up. You can feel the juices flowing. A wild weekend ahead for the Dave Campbell's crew as we get all of our playoff stuff in order. I'll go ahead and say this right now. I'll remind you at the end of the video, but I'll also say it right now. We do have to wait until every single game is final and all of the brackets are done to push them out all at once. So we're aiming for about 10 o'clock tomorrow night, but there are games starting in Houston with like 7 o'clock kicks. So hopefully weather is not a factor like it is tonight, because there are many games still going on. It's 11:03 at night. But our goal is to have those up by 10 o'clock tomorrow. We want them out as bad as y'all do, trust me, because we've got a ton more work to do after that, but we will be getting out the brackets. TexasFootball.com/playoffs, your whole playoff hub right there. So be standing by your computer tomorrow night. Let's get into some of the Friday night action. If you want any Thursday games that happen, you can go on our YouTube page, probably just a couple videos down. I stepped at an instant reaction last night covering a bunch of the Thursday games, because there were 231 Texas high school football games that were played last night due to the war on weather. But some of the big ones tonight, big game out in the Hill Country in 2A Division 1 as the Holly Bearcats take on the Cisco Big Damn Lobos. Holly ends up pulling out the win 36-30 to claim the outright district title. And guys, this one was crazy. There were 8 seconds left on the clock when Rody Hooper threw the touchdown pass to Will Scott, their outstanding two-way player. Most of them are two-way players, but Will Scott, an exceptional linebacker playing wide receiver. He secures that. There's 8 seconds left. Cisco did have the opportunity to run one final play. It was hot potato forever. They did their best they could, but Holly ends up pulling that one out. Thrilling game for the night, and that was exciting because this was one that we really had circled, knowing that this one was going to be a really good game. So to see it come through in that fruition, and that says a lot about the shape of 2A Division 1. We thought we could pencil in Holly as probably the favorite, but we knew Cisco was going to have something to say about that. Now I feel like they've kind of solidified their spot as one of the favorites over there on the entire left side of the bracket. But what I liked for what we saw from Holly tonight is it hasn't been probably since the regional final against Cisco last year that we've seen them have to really come back from a certain situation, because Cisco went up really early. So to come back and finish out the win, that was a gritty performance by the Bearcats. Exceptional, and excited to watch them continue to play in the playoffs. Abilene Wiley getting the win over Abilene Cooper, a big win for coach out there, and the Bulldogs did it with their defense. The longtime defensive coordinator now moved to the head coaching position, taking over for Hugh Sandifer. You know, that's a big test to do, but their defense was exceptional tonight. What I'm liking from this Wiley squad, though, is their quarterback's not scared to throw it. They do have an offense that is really high flying, but I believe, oh man, I can't remember his name. There was one player, William something, this is going to kill me. He had 3 different interceptions on the night, an outstanding performance. They knew they were not going to be able to allow Abilene Cooper to have a couple of really splashy plays. At halftime, coach was like, we got to tackle better. They ended up not needing to tackle better because their defense was on point with the turnovers. They won that turnover battle, and it was an exceptional win out there for the Bulldogs. Sabinal, we talked to coach yesterday on TFT, and we set him up because they were going for their first undefeated regular season, first 10-0 season since 1929. That's a program out there in Sabinal that started in 1919. 10 years after the start of the program, they went undefeated, a 10-0 start, and they have not done it since. So congratulations to them with a really good win over a good Rock Springs program. So they get a good test next week, but moving past that, that's a really tough region down there. So, you know, eyes on the prize there, but a big congratulations. They'll smile for tonight. And shout out to the Yellow Jackets. Then a game down in the Greater Houston, Golden Triangle, Silsby and Jasper. Huge game down there. Silsby does end up pulling it off. I'm actually going to look this one up because I can't remember what the score of it was. You're watching live coverage. Silsby pulls it out 26-23. This was huge. Draylen Miller is a name that you need to know, but this was going to be the biggest test for the district championship. Who was going to pull it out? Big gutty win down there for Silsby. And the last one that I want to point you out to, because there have been so many good games, but one more I want to point you out to. We're going to go all the way down to the 6-man ranks. We had Rankin's coach on Football Friday. They pull out a big one, 60-36 over Garden City. That's a very big win. And the reason being is if the winner or the loser of that game, if you don't know, for 6-man football, only the top 2 teams make the playoffs. So the loser of that game is scheduled to play Westbrook, the number 2 ranked team in 1A Division 1, and that's not something you want to do. Rankin's only loss on the season is a 1-point loss to Westbrook, so it's difficult to beat a good team twice. They probably will still have to do that if they can get past Ira. So not easy at all. And Tepper made the point on Football Friday. The beautiful thing about the 6-man ranks is since there's only the top 2 teams make it, you get to the fireworks factory really fast. So big games next week between Rankin and Ira, and then Garden City and Westbrook. That is a power nexus of a region down there in 1A Division 1. So it should be very exciting to watch all that happen. I'm not going to take too much time breaking all this down because coming up on Monday, we'll have bracket breakdowns, we'll put our projections out, our predictions, our projections, all of that craziness is headed all coming up this weekend. So big TFT coming up on Monday. Tune in there if you're watching this before 1 a.m. Go see all the final scores rolling on High School Scoreboard Live. But a reminder, our goal is to have the brackets out by 10 o'clock tomorrow. If they're not right out at 10 o'clock, they're going to be out, but brackets will be out tomorrow night. It might be a little late. We have to wait for all the games to finish before we can push them, but texasfootball.com/playoffs. Tweet it out, put it on Facebook, anything you want to do. Be standing by your computer because all brackets will be out for the 2022 Texas High School Football Playoffs. Because here we are, the best time of the year. We're going to get really busy now on these brackets, and we'll catch back up with you Monday.